to a resplendent Oakfield, bathed in sunshine here in this warm September afternoon. The first game at Oakfield in the last 18 months because of the pandemic, of course. Thurrock last weekend lost a game to Eton Manor away, whilst Southend lost at home to Colchester. Not the start either side wanted, but nevertheless we're looking forward to an exciting game today, with Thurrock and Southend being old rivals as well as friends. Southend, of course, one of the oldest clubs in the world. They were formed in 1869, 1870 by Admiral Charles Barstow Theobald. And he invented the rules of rugby for local boys in Southend even before the rugby union was formed. Initially, Southend didn't play any teams in Essex or in the southeast apart from Ilford Wanderers. And indeed that carried on till the 60s. It was the advent of the National Cup which brought Southend into the local domain. With the National Cup, the pathway into that was obviously through the County Cup, and so they had to enter the County Cup. And Thurrock first met Southend in 1973, and they played the Old Blues Ground, the Eastern Counties Cup final. On that occasion, Thurrock were quite depleted, with their hooker Terry Lax getting injured in the change room before the game, and down to their third scrum half, with Gordon Eckley having to come to the team the last minute. Nevertheless, they gave a solid performance to Southend, by far the better team on that day. 2 years later, Thurrock were prepared. They met in the Essex Cup final. Again, they were losing with just a few minutes to go before a call from the touchline encouraged Thurrock to attempt a drop goal, which was converted, and that brought their first victory against Southend. Perhaps their most famous victory was when they defeated the Brown and Whites the week after Southend had lost narrowly to Gloucester with 6 internationals in the John Player Cup. That was orchestrated by captain and centre Peter Worsfold, who had gone down to watch them. Thurrock played an expansive, enterprising game and ran out deserved winners that day by 18 points to 3. Now that was the last time Thurrock had beaten Southend, and that was exactly 41 years ago. So Eddie Pugh, no doubt, the statistician, will debate that, but nevertheless we'll see. So today is a chance for Thurrock to make history. There's Tom Worsfold to kick off. It's a long kick across the left to Southend, and the ball is well taken in there by the Southend second row, Jacob Kill. And straight away, James Maybe, the referee from the Society, awards a penalty to Southend. Ben Lloyd, the young Southend fly half, has taken possession of the ball. Even though it's on the right touchline, looks as if he's going to kick with his right foot. He's found there a conservative touch. Breeze seems to have died down a little. Perfect conditions for running rugby. Good to see Chris Vaughan, the centre for Southend, and some of the famous names like Harry Branch. So the first line out there is stolen by Thurrock. Jay Jennings getting highest there. So a really good start for him, the young second row. Ben Timpson in midfield, number 8. Goes over the gain line with a great run. He's broken clear there, looking for support. Jay Jennings with a headband, rolls forward, delivers the ball. Ed Stevens. Joss Nunn. Meets Joe Nagy there in the centre, but still makes ground. It's a good start by Thurrock. Ed Stevens goes to the blind side. Owen Taylor gets the ball, he gets to ground. He's gone to ground, must release. Ed Stevens, it's a good pass to Tom Worsfold. Mike McDonough, the new tight head prop in midfield. Tom Worsfold has found Henry Bird there, unfortunately, as a knock-on out wide. It's a good start by Thurrock, good steal against the head and line out. Good to see young Jay Jennings prominent. Thurrock fielding a powerful team today, with Jay Jennings accompanied by Dritan Loka in the second row, the Albanian international. Good to see Ben Timpson back after a long layoff. There's a first-class attacking run from him from the first pickup. So a positive start from Thurrock. First scrum. It's Harry Branch to put the ball in. Famous Southend name. Nigel Branch, of course, was the hooker in bygone days, also a Saracen. So, reasonable first scrum. It looks as if Southend have got a bit of power on there. They take a quick tap from the penalty. Harry Branch has got the ball. It's gone out wide. Missed a couple of players there. Owen Taylor's there, looked forward, but Niall Clifford with a great tackle there. Great tackle touch by Niall Clifford. New signing Lawrence Brown to throw in. Lawrence came from Ilford Wanderers with his brother Morgan and has moved to hooker. The first line is taken comfortably by Joss Nunn there. The effervescent Joss Nunn, outstanding game last week. Henry Bird carries there in the middle of the field. He's gone through the first tackle. He's managed to get through Ben Lloyd there and make good ground about Tom Worsfold. A missed pass there out to Dan Stone. The winger's come back for his first game for quite some time. Looking quick there, a little kick ahead. Great play by Dan Stone. It's gone right in the corner. Outstanding play there from Dan Stone, making his comeback after injury. Exciting patch of play there for Thurrock. Start with Henry Bird taking the ball as first receiver, setting up Tom Worsfold. A delightful missed pass straight out to Dan Stone on the left wing. Dan, of course, a product of Campion School, and for a long time played his rugby at fly half. One of Thurrock's top try scorers over the last few years. Good to see him back out there. Defensive line out, taken by number 8 there, Matt Wagstaff for the front. But Thurrock have won the ball again. Mike McDonough takes in a very upright position. He's gone to ground now. So Thurrock recycle. Tom Worsfold is the ball. It may switch to Henry Bird, who takes a few out, driving hard towards the line. A great run by Henry Bird. Nice simple switch move. Thurrock looking for quick possession. They've driven Tritan Loka, driving towards the posts. Anthony Catchpole, very close to the line, can't quite ground it. Thurrock rampant in this early stage. Driving over there, just short. It looks as if that is held up. And now we can apply the new law of this season, which is if a side is held up over the line, the advantage goes defending team for their efforts in holding the ball up. That leads to a dropout under the posts. It's an excellent start from Thurrock. Dominate the early exchanges. Fly half Ben Lloyd to take the kick out. It's a good 40 yards there, but it's gone straight. No, it's bounced a touch. An outstanding kick. 45 meters. It's quite difficult there with the sun setting in the west and shining in the faces of Thurrock at this point in time. It's just Thurrock won the toss and opted to play against the wind and into the sun in the first half, leaving a setting sun in the faces of Southend in the second half. It's a good win by Joss Nunn again, but unfortunately that wasn't straight. Floating away in the breeze. So the second scrum of the day goes to Southend as well. Tom Riemann, Matt Bevan and Liam Bass forming the front row for Southend.
We're just in the process of
stern words from the referee in setting this scrummage up. Solid scrummage. Looks as if Southend have gone to ground there, but that's good solid scrummage. A nice little mismove there, bringing the full back, Jack Sexton. The ball went slightly backwards, that enabled Thurrock to get back, and a great tackle there by Joss Nunn. Great cover tackle there. Pushing Alfie Justice into touch. So a very even start there, with both teams showing their attacking prowess. Dritan Loka wins that line at the front. Good throw in by Lawrence Brown. Then Stevens on the box kick. It's actually a good kick. Flying high above the height of the stand. Great to see Billy Adams from Southend here, an old adversary, a great play for Southend, Eastern Counties, and a member of the 1870 club at Southend. So it's Matt Bevan to throw in for Southend. It's a long ball, the back is overthrown, well taken by Mike McDonald, charge into midfield. Releases possession. Ed Stevens gives to Anthony Catchpole. Goes to ground quite early, behind the gain line actually. Ed Stevens again, Tom Worsfold. This time nice mismove to Henry Bird. And he's brought in there Niall Clifford, who's gone sprinting down the left there. He's looking for support. He really should have gone then, possibly. Chance to go all the way. This is a great run. And this is going to be a try. It's a great try for Thurrock. Wonderful bout of passing, no more than they deserved. There's a tremendous run from Owen Taylor. Made his debut last week, and what a way to come back. Great intercession by Niall Clifford. Made good ground, looks as if he was clear, but played safe and fed Owen Taylor, who had a lovely cadence and was able to reach the line and power over. Thurrock 5, Southend 0. It's Tom Worsfold with the conversion. Tom has been kicking exceptionally well, and for the last couple of years. And of course is the son of former Thurrock and Saracens centre Peter. Peter himself a goal kicker. Tells me not in Tom's class. It's Tom Worsfold with the conversion. It's a magnificent kick. Thurrock 7, Southend 0. First blood to Thurrock. Thurrock seem to be making inroads at last in the centre, and this time paying dividends. It's a good start for the home team. So it's Jack Sexton, the full-back, to kick off. It's well tidied up by Thurrock. Balls with Ed Stevens. Box kick. It's a good box kick, good length. Southend number 8 running straight into trouble there. Matt Wagstaff trying to do too much by himself. Recycled. Jack Sexton receives the ball again. That doesn't trouble Niall Clifford. Just outside his 22. He's going to run again. He's running straight into Southend. on their own 10-metre line. Thurrock hoping to recycle. Charlie Russo, the captain, recently married, of course, to Sally Tucson, the coach. Ball's with Ed Stevens. Henry Bird in the middle of the field. Sidestepping, running straight into the Southend back row. Eagerly. Ed Stevens. Ben Timpson. Thurrock getting the penalty. Sealing off there by Southend. Tom Worsfold to kick the touch on the left-hand touchline. Apologies for not being able to stream live today. Unfortunately, we've had a technical hitch with the Wi-Fi. Often the case nowadays. But a massive crowd here at Thurrock. VP's dinner. Most of them, for some reason, standing in the shade. Must be that hot. It's like a shoulder injury to Henry Bird in the middle of the field there. Attended by Alex Evans. Going through a series of drills. Jason, Wi-Fi isn't working. Does anybody would know?
Andy would be the one. Andy's below you.
Okay. Good kick by Tom Worsfold. Anthony. Andy Stanford would know what's wrong with the Wi-Fi.
There's just a signal.
Okay. Thurrock have the ball again. It's a big charge in the middle. Ball's gone backwards. Mike McDonald here, very prompt on the loose. Ed Stevens has come out, Tom Worsfold. Now Clifton the line again. He's causing lots of problems today. Great run by him. Anthony Catchpole goes into contact. And Southend have won the ball. Ben Lloyd. Again, Dan Stone struggling in the sun, but he's taken that one well. And found now Clifford once again. Well, Clifford comes back the blind, feeds Tom Worsfold, throws a dummy. Charlie Russo, bit of a high pass there, making life difficult with Dan Stone. Southend have opted for the scrum. Great variety in now Clifford's incursions into the line, sometimes on the outside, sometimes up the middle, causing all sorts of damage there to Southend. Very positive start for Thurrock, prompt the loose. A wheel there, and Southend adjudged to have the power. Jack Sexton runs up to take the penalty. And no doubt he's going to kick this into the corner. Ideally, you'd have a left footer spiralling into the corner. And subsequently, it's a 25-yard gain, 25-meter gain, I should say. We no longer have imperial measurements. So then have won that line out, looking to expose the outside, but he's kicked ahead there, and it's meant that there's been a knock on from Southend. As Alfie Justice attempted to keep the ball in play with a quick flick, he actually ended up knocking the ball forward. So Thurrock's first defensive scrum with the head. Very even game so far, and both teams have exposed the wide outside. Ben Timpson looks like he's picked up the back there. And somehow Thurrock seemed to have retained possession. No, Southend have got the ball. They've gone close there, but some great tackling by Thurrock and a tremendous jackal. Tremendous jackal there with Lawrence Brown close to the action. And Owen Taylor. So the resultant penalty means that Tom Worsfold can clear the lines. Interestingly, Southend being one of the earliest clubs, their fixtures include Wasps, Saracens and Harlequins. And subsequently, they had such a good relationship with the Harlequins. Harlequins took a Southend brown to incorporate into their Harlequins colours. It's Tom Worsfold to touch towards the stand end. That's quite an outstanding kick, and it's reached the 10-metre line. Again, somewhat conservative from the touch judge. Nevertheless, as we reach the 24th minute, Thurrock have cleared their lines. So Lawrence Brown to throw in. Again, Ed Stevens has the ball. So they managed to get a hand to the ball, which is a knock on. High tackle then, it's peered, but Thurrock have recycled through Mike McDonough. Dritan Loka driving up the middle. He's recycled. Tom Worsfold has got the ball. It's gone wide the back. Owen Taylor. Been wrestled to the ground. Thurrock still have possession though. It's a good drive there. Great drive. Tom Worsfold. Anthony. Joss Nunn. Joss Nunn's gone up the middle. Couldn't quite get the pass in. Ed Stevens. Ben Timpson. Inside pass to Mike McDonough. It's a great run by him. A roll. And then he's gone back to ground, so they release. Tom Worsfold again receives. Charlie Russo in the middle of the park. Captain driving hard. Tom Worsfold again. The ball, Henry Bird looking inside. Driving into the heart of the Southend defence. A high tackle there. The high tackle by Southend. I think it was Jake O'Kill. Tom Worsfold kicking to the corner. Probably within his range. It's goal kicker. Unfortunately, he's missed touch. Southend reply in kind, but not very successfully. So still an attacking line for Thurrock. A great line to the back there. Jay Jennings leaping high into the sky. Thurrock have the drive on once again. Drive continues. Ed Stevens delivers the ball. Tom Worsfold is a set piece. Comes back to Tom Worsfold. Dan Stone in the middle of the field. He delivers. Niall Clifford gives Kai Holloway a run. Kai Holloway runs straight to his opposite number, about 15 metres out. Ben Timpson. Oh, he flips that up to Henry Bird. Brilliant offload there by Ben Timpson. Thurrock on the Southend line. Has come across now to Niall Clifford again. Can't quite get the pass in because there's a knock on there. Is that a deliberate knock on? Yes, a penalty. Thurrock still have the ball. Can they seize the opportunity? It's a penalty for a deliberate knock on, but Thurrock still have possession, driving towards the line. Thurrock still have possession. The referee's playing the advantage. Thurrock pick up short. I think there might have been a turnover there, but the referee, James Maybe, is going back to the earlier penalty. This has been a great start from Thurrock. They seem full of confidence this week. Thurrock deciding to change the prop. They're moving. They've taken Mike McDonough off just for a few moments, and they've brought on Jack Cowman. This is an interesting ploy by Thurrock, just changing the prop for that attacking scrum. Mike McDonald's had a good start there, it makes no difference whatsoever. Thurrock pick up from the blind is Charlie Russo, and he's dived over in the corner. Just when it seemed a disruption to Thurrock's scrum, the skipper was able to pick up and dive over in the corner. So it's Thurrock 12, Southend 0, and the conversion to follow. Coach Cy Tushin issuing instructions to winger Kai Holloway. Rob Murphy running the tee on. There are many aspects of this game where Thurrock are doing really well, in stark contrast to earlier mistakes. It's a beautiful kick from Tom Worsfold, and that's 14-0. Good to see Peter Worsfold and Alan Harding in the stand. So it's Jack Sexton, the Southend Saxons fullback, to kick off. Seems we need a replacement ball. That strong kick from Tom Worsfold. It's a good take by Joss Nunn. Drives forward, makes ground, crosses the gain line. Thurrock send the guards in. Ed Stevens with a box kick. It's a little bit short, that one. But Thurrock managed to win the ball back. It's collected by Jack Cowman on the drive. Up the 10-metre line. Thurrock have taken the ball in blind. Lawrence Brown, the hooker. Again going down the narrow side. Now it comes out Tom Worsfold, he's throwing it wide. Henry Bird, now Clifton the line again. Gives now Kai Holloway a run. Kai Holloway up the middle of the field. He's well tackled by the back row, James Ramsey. Eddie Stevens gets the ball, now Clifford gets the ball. He's looking to support. Jay Jennings in close support, great support by the young man. But Southend win the ball, as unfortunately Thurrock seal off. Another good pass your play. So it's back to Jack Sexton to play the right touchline. Not judging the elements terribly well there, but it's another 25-metre kick.
That's why it's
Matt Bevan to throw in. This goes the back. Jay Jennings is just out jumped there. Well read by Jennings. Crashing move in the middle of the field, well stopped by Henry Bird. Ben Timpson rather, in the tackle. It looks like an injury there to Thurrock. And the ref has stopped, should have stopped play there. I don't know what's happening there. It seems as if time stood still for a moment. Thurrock are waiting for the referee to stop play because of an injury, a serious injury. Looks like a head injury to Henry Bird. Completely against the run of play, Southend managed to get a try. A collision between Jake O'Kill and Henry Bird. That's converted by Jack Sexton. Thurrock 14, Southend 7. The more worrying is the injury to Henry Bird in the middle of the field. Everybody stopped then, didn't they? Stopped when you were down.
Yeah, I
Stopped playing again. They've got 5 extra. 10 minutes.
If it's an head injury, he should be alright. He ain't got a lot up top, so he'll be alright.
Yeah, by the same token,
Don't say that because that's why he's
should stop playing immediately. Yeah, stop playing immediately.
Yeah.
I think everybody stopped. I think the guy you hit him was feigning injury as well, but he's alright now. Well, it's good to see Henry Bird sitting up, at least. That was very unfortunate for Thurrock. It looks as if everybody stopped for a head injury, and so the game should not really have continued. And Henry Bird is going off there. He looks a little bit nonplussed as to what's going on. And I hope he's going to be all right. He's been having an outstanding game. Great asset to Thurrock, Henry Bird. So that's a real tragedy at the moment. The evergreen Ben Stanley comes on the field and renews rivalries with Chris Vaughan. I think they played against each other in the centre about 10 or 11 years ago. Same generation. So Henry Bird is sitting down now. Hopefully he's going to be all right. It's just a temporary measure, safety measure. So then driving hard has gone back to Sexton, full-back, who pumps the ball downfield. Well, the sun's in his face as well, taken by Niall Clifford, great positional sense. He's now deciding to have a run himself and running straight into contact. Now he's gone to ground. Thurrock pick up and drive again. Anthony Catchpole, Ed Stevens with the ball. Joss Nunn runs into the middle of the field. It's pulled by Jay Jennings. Ed Stevens delivers to Tom Worsfold. Ben Stanley has a run up the middle. He breaks through beautifully. Almost gets the ball away. He gets the ball away nicely to Tom Worsfold. It's a great run by Ben Stanley. What a great start. Thurrock adjudged to have held on the tackle. It's a great start by Ben Stanley. So Jack Sexton again to the left-hand touchline. New lease of life for Southend. That kick has not found toucher. It's taken by Kai Holloway. Well taken. Now Clifford comes back to the blind, and unfortunately it's knocked on by Ed Stevens. Thurrock a bit shocked by the loss of Henry Bird, and might possibly been better to fire that ball down the field at that stage. An attacking Southend scrummage on the Thurrock 22, in the extreme left of the pitch, facing the scoreboard end. So Harry Branch put the ball in. Thurrock penalised, quick pass from Branch, Chris Vaughan in the middle of the field, a mismove there. Winger comes in, Jack McVeigh very quickly, well policed by Dan Stone. So then Slav possession. Big forwards rumble up in the middle of the field, Stuart Watling. James Ramsey, Southend have secondary possession. Owen Taylor, that's going to tackle hard. Thurrock have just won that, one advantage there. Kai Holloway has got the ball. Kai Holloway is still chasing with Tom Worsfold. Ball's gone to touch off Southend. So it's there's a good defensive effort there from Kai Holloway, winning the ball and kicking on. So Lawrence Brown to throw in. Goes to the middle, Joss now takes it cleanly. Thurrock going to drive on once again. Now driving across the middle of the field, now they're going forward. Anthony Catchpole. Ed Stevens has that ball. Tom Worsfold. It's a good move, Owen Taylor up the middle of the field. He manages to get to ground, does he? No, he's held up now, he's got to ground. Thurrock have retained possession. Tritan Loka. Takes a lot to put that man down. Jay Jennings, great support from Jay Jennings. Tom Worsfold again. Ben Stanley on the loop. Oh, now Clifford in the line. Dan Stone. Looked like a high tackle there. He managed to evade the first tackler. Thurrock recycle. In the middle of the field once again. This time Ben Timpson. Southend somehow won that ball. Just when Thurrock were in a good attacking position, they failed to come away with points. It's back to Jack Sexton, who clears his lines. Tom Worsfold dropped into the full-back position.
Stand that right outside.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, mate.
So it's enterprising stuff from Thurrock, and unfortunately it didn't result in a score that time. But good defence from Southend. I must apologise for not streaming the game live today. It was our full intention to do so. We arrived with a technical problem about an hour before kick-off, which we couldn't put right, unfortunately. Such a shame, because what a great game this is. Well, it's good to see Henry Bird drinking over there. He seems to have regained his senses, and hopefully he'll be fine. After meeting the protocols, of course, nowadays you have to leave the field if you have a head injury, and rightly so, and hopefully the recovery time won't be that long. So a bit of hold up in play with an injury to the Stuart Watling, the Southend open side. Goes back to the line gingerly. So Thurrock with a new centre combination, but at least there's a lot of experience there with Ben Stanley. Another great line goes straight to Jay Jennings. It rises supremely. Great throw from Lawrence Brown. Perfect. So Thurrock on the drive once again. Southend trying their best to disrupt. Comes out Tom Worsfold. Throws the dummy and drives on. Sets up. Ben Stanley in support. Ed Stevens feeds Ben Timpson. Timpson tries a sidestep, right foot sidestep. Throws the offload to Niall Clifford, who decides to charge up in the middle of the field. Breaks through two tackles. Offloads to Lawrence Brown. Brown drives into the opposition number 10. Not a bad tactic. And Tanny Loka runs straight at the 7. Gets up the 22. Quick ball for Thurrock. Tom Worsfold throws it wide. It's going wide. Ben Stanley, they have numbers there. Gets the ball out. Dan Stone. Dan Stone sprinting around the outside. Just halted 5 minutes from the line. Thurrock recycle, do they? The ball is slowed down. Southend did well to slow that down. Thurrock on the charge. Front row in concert. Of Loka again, once again outside. Tom Worsfold takes on himself. Scored a great try last week with a right foot side step. Looking for the same again. Thurrock pick up short, go blind. Ed Stevens with the ball, comes to Ben Stanley in the open side. Ben Stanley throws a beautiful inside pass to Owen Taylor. Thurrock try and recycle. They regather the ball and they've scored. There's replacement Ben Stanley. Who was that, Dave? Who scored that?
I didn't see. Started off keeping up with the favour, I think, identifying who was on it.
I think that was one of the Bens. Kai, who scored, son? Who scored? Who scored then, Ben? Hey?
Stevens.
Oh, good. Sorry for the miscommentary. It was a great try by Ed Stevens on the short side. Great momentum from Thurrock there, and Ben Stanley at the fore, Ben Timpson. And as we get close to half time, it's Tom Worsfold with a conversion, which he converts. It's 21 to Thurrock and 7 to Southend.
Did you get that, Ralph?
To kick off, begin the second half, more prepared than Southend, who have gone to the changing rooms and stayed in there for some reason. Henry Bird had a slight concussion there, so hopefully it's not too serious for him. He was able to recognise me at half time, so that's probably a good sign. Nobody else can. So Southend take the field. There's Jack Sexton to kick off. An excellent first half from Ed Stevens and Jay Jennings, indeed the whole team. But it was good to see the youngsters perform particularly well. So Thurrock with the southwesterly breeze behind them at the beginning of the second half. So Thurrock in this half will be facing the breeze, and at the same time they'll have the sun in their eyes. It's a good kick-off from Sexton. It's well taken, brilliantly taken. Strong counter drive from Southend. It's a low pass there. Thurrock got the ball in the middle of the field. Nice tap on there from Ben Timpson, Charlie Russo. Of course, schoolmates of William Edwards, playing the same back row together, William Edwards School. What, some 20 years ago? Ed Stevens throws it Tom Worsfold. Now Clifford. And they've again found the outside channel with Joss Nunn. He slips it to Dan Stone. Dan Stone tries to get the ball inside. It's knocked off the Southend player. It's in touch. It's a Thurrock ball. Now, Thurrock ball, ref. Unfortunately, The referee and the toucher didn't quite see that one correctly. That was clearly not a touch by Southend. Nevertheless, Thurrock should put that behind them straight away and compete in this line-out. So Tom Mole has come on to hooker. He throws into the front. It's a good front ball there. And it's number 8 there. Matt Wagstaff takes the ball. He's come out to the fly half. He's come blind. Jack Coleman, the prop, has tackled him. Mole is driven on there. Well tackled by Loka. Nice tap on there. Goes straight to Tom Reeman, number 3, tight head prop. And so then throw the ball wide again. This time a flying tackle by Owen Taylor. Great tackle there, and they've not gone over the gain line. And Southend have picked up short, driven. It's a good break in the middle of the field there. It's a great break in the middle of the field. Ed Stevens is there. He's shoved off there. There's Jack Buckley charged in the middle, so they have a good chance here. Extra man, the winger's let in there. He's pulled to ground. Flying attempt there by Niall Clifford. He comes flying through again, gives away the penalty. He seems to have halted the attack at this stage. They've gone blind. There's a simple run in there. And Southend have scored in the corner. So a good riposte by Southend at the beginning of the second half. Thurrock have another injury there. I'm trying to stop that one. It looks like Niall Clifford was driven into that breakdown. So it looks like a try for Alfie Justice. More worryingly, it's an injury to Niall Clifford. The score at 21-12. Well, Clifford seems to be getting to his feet. I don't know whether that's another concussion. Sincerely hope not. He drove headlong into that breakdown. He seems to be getting to his feet. And he's walking off disconsolately. Jack Sexton's kicked the conversion. That's 21-14, this ding-dong encounter. It does look as if Niall Clifford's had to leave the field there. That means Rob Murphy, who is the utility back and forward, has had to come onto the field. So it's 2 head injuries to 2 key players. So Dan Stone has moved to full back and Rob Murphy has gone on to the wing. Tom Worsfold blasts the ball into the corner there. And so then struggled to make touch, but nevertheless made touch near the halfway line. So Lawrence Brown to throw in. Great line out by Joss Nunn. Thurrock have the ball to Ben Stanley. Owen Taylor going straight to the middle. Again looked like a high tackle, but Thurrock have recycled. Anthony Catchpole drives in to the opposition. And leaves a big gap for Jack Cowman, the prop. He goes trundling through the middle. The rate of knots, re-wins possession. Ed Stevens delivers to Tom Worsfold. Ben Stanley coming back inside. Another good run from Ben Stanley. Weaving run. Using his power. Joss Nunn the inside, throws a dummy. And then followed by a handoff. Thurrock's ball again. Tom Worsfold looking for the gap. Half a gap appears there. Again, not quite there, but sees the opportunity. Ben Timms throws a missed ball to Rob Murphy. Rob Murphy showing good footwork, having a good drive in the unusual position of winger frame. Owen Taylor goes forward. Ed Stevens, Dritan Loka. It's only one way Loka's going, and straight through the middle. Recycles again for Ed Stevens. He comes blind. This time Anthony. And Rob Murphy has a chance here on the outside. He feeds inside. This is Lawrence Brown for a debut try. Great try for Lawrence Brown. This is enterprising stuff from Thurrock. Not deterred by the fact that two of their players have left the field with concussion. They've come strong. Is that one of them? 14. A great attacking run from Rob Murphy there. And feeds Lawrence Brown on the inside. Thurrock 28, that's the fourth try. Sorry, Thurrock 26. Conversion yet to come. That looks like an injury to the Southend centre now, Joe Neji. The centre's not having a good day today. I must say, a Thurrock pack are rampaging in the loose, and having an additional back rower, form back rower, in Lawrence Brown as a hooker is a real bonus day. Jay Jennings and Dritan Loka in the second row having outstanding games. Anthony Catchpole shows experience. And a nice run from Jack Cowman as well. The back row of Ben Timpson, Joss Nunn and Captain Charlie Russo are having a field day in the loose. Not giants by any stretch of the imagination, but outstanding, intelligent rugby players. So with Dan Stone, who is normally a fly half, going to full back, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Mike McDonough's come back on the field now for Jack Cowman. So Thurrock looks as if they switch props. It's good to keep conserving people. Now I think it's possibly Anthony Catchpole who's left the field. So Tom Worsfold with a long conversion on the left touchline. Unfortunately, just sails to the left of the post. Very difficult conversion there with the wind. And it's good to see Henry Bird actually carrying on the tee. Looks as if he's recovered quite quickly. So Thurrock 26, Southend 14. It's been enterprising stuff from Thurrock. Like Emma Raducanu this evening at 9 o'clock in the final of the US Open, they have a chance to make history. They have a chance to be the first Thurrock team to defeat Southend for 40 years. So Sexton to kick off, taken by Jay Jennings, but he loses the ball in possession and it's gone forward, and that's a scrum. Jay Jennings unlucky there. It's his first mistake in 2 games and hardly a real mistake. So a change on the front row for Thurrock. Jack Cowman and Mike McDonough go back into prop. Lawrence Brown still on the field. Henry Bird now going across to console Niall Clifford. Both in the same boat. It's essential now Thurrock keep playing. They've got themselves in a good position, but with these injuries they need to keep playing this high tempo and keep making their tackles. Southend have won that scrum. They'll move on the back. It's a great tackle in the middle there. And Owen Taylor and Ben Stanley have come in there to disrupt the Southend midfield. Another drive by Thurrock. Southend have won the ball there. They look a little bit disorganised. They recycle. In the middle of the field there, it's Owen Taylor once again with a big tackle. Southend driven inside there. It's a great effort by Thurrock to win the ball, but judged to have been illegal. Southend send it wide. The back row trying to get in the game. It's a great attempt to win the ball in the jackal. Thurrock are matching up in defence. There was Mike McDonough trying to win that ball in the jackal. And big prop Tom Riemann into contact, drive through the middle. Southend now trying to put pressure on Thurrock. It's come out wide, but it's a poor pass, it's knocked on. It's knocked on. No advantage to Thurrock, and no immediate advantage. It's Red Stevens with the strike with a head, and Lawrence Brown with the strike. It's great to see Ben Timpson back there at number 8. Very intelligent player. Red Stevens feeds the scrum. Timpson's under pressure, but he's managed to pick up, drive. Southend seemed to be offside, but I think Thurrock have managed to recycle it. Joss Nunn has picked and gone short, aided and abetted by Charlie Russo. Ed Stevens is there to feed the blind side. Owen Taylor. Owen Taylor on the blind. He's turned the right way, he's back to Tom Worsfold. That's a good kick, it's found a bit of grass there, and the bounce has been kind to Jack Sexton. Tani Loker under pressure there, but he's managed to feed Ben Timpson. Feeds off quickly, some great feeding there. Rob Murphy having a little run again. A little kick ahead. But he's managed to tackle. The judge to have knocked on there in the attempt to kick ahead. Great take and offload there by Dritan Loker. Series of good short passes down the narrow side. Rob Murphy seemed to be away one stage, and the attempted kick ahead just didn't quite go to his right foot. Of course, had he been a pure winger on the left, he would have used his left foot to kick inside, but it's a lot to ask of the flanker. So Andy Bevan now, the replacement scrum half, to put the ball in for Southend. Number 8 is... It's good pressure from Thurrock this time in the scrum. They're under pressure in the middle. Chris Vaughan has got the ball. He's tackled well by Ben Stanley. Old adversaries there from a schoolboy time. Ben Lloyd puts the ball high. Dan Stone has to go back for it. Unfortunately, he's got his foot to it and the ball is trickled into touch. Thurrock weren't prepared then for a quick line out, and they were fooled by Southend, who've stolen over in the corner. A cunning ploy, and that's 26-19. This really is a topsy-turvy game. And when Southend look to be in trouble, they suddenly find a score. So it's Thurrock 26, Southend 19, with a conversion to follow. The Sexton, he's missed the conversion. It's 26-19. Really against the flow that Thurrock need to revitalise and have a strong kick-off. Tom Worsfold sets off into the setting sun. Thurrock's missed the first tackle. So then trying to run their own 22. Brilliantly tackled there by Tom Worsfold. They come wide again. They try a long kick up the field. And for some reason, Thurrock fullback Dan Stone has come back the other way. Ed Stevens is chasing back there to deliver. He's in his own 22, but he's putting a good kick there. He's found a good touch. Thurrock this time alert. Kai Holloway looking for the quick one. This didn't look straight, but ref allows game to continue. Pile driving tackle in the middle of the field there by Thurrock. Southend ball, they're coming short. Short ball there in the centre of the field. Goes to Wagstaff. But again, another injury. This time the referee blows up for what could be a head injury.